Happy's Fun Riot is the only known lost episode of Happy Appy. Intended to be the season premiere for Season 4, the very first time Happy's Fun Riot was shown was a test screening at the Gargoat Farm. It remained that way until a month after the test screening, when a bootleg recording of Happy's Fun Riot was put up on, quote-unquote, YouTube, or rather, Y0UTUB3. It is also known to have been hijacked on Nick Jr. in some areas. This wasn't uncommon, considering almost all episodes of Season 3 was shown in those areas. Quote-unquote YouTube was later removed from the internet, and for a while the episode disappeared. One of the surviving police officers of the raid on the Gargoat Farm, Jimmy Carlton, found the CD for the episode in Frederick Gargoat's room. He noticed that it was an HA episode, and read up about the show. After he found out about Happy Appy, he sent it to Jim Forrester, a former employee of the original Happy Appy. Forrester emailed the episode to Gerasim Yakovlev, a 28-year-old Russian-born researcher of the show. However, Gerasim refused to download and watch Happy's Fun Riot and told Jim to just get rid of the episode. Jimmy Carlson and the CD went missing a day after Gerasim told Forrester to get rid of the episode. A week after the CD disappeared, Frederick Gargoat and several surviving followers, who were dressed in dark clothing, broke into the Nick Jr. headquarters. Frederick was seen carrying the CD that contained Happy's Fun Riot, as well as a knife. They ran into the broadcasting room and sliced the workers' throats, instead of poisoning them, like Frederick had done with the towers. 30 seconds later, the current program, which was Dora the Explorer, went blank for nearly 45 minutes. Suddenly, a loud series of flashing colors and lights came on. In the background, Happy Appy's theme song, the song nobody ever thought they'd have to hear again, played at an ear-piercing volume. It was almost as if it was mocking the people who saw The Towers over 10 years ago. The colors eventually settled down and faded into the title card for Happy's Fun Riot. The episode was in very low quality, despite the fact it was on a CD and not a tape. Frederick locked the door and sent his followers to guard the door. Everyone who had watched Nick Jr. claimed to have seen murder, cannibalism, several illegal acts of drug use, and footage of tragedies. The FCC was filled with workers calming down angry parents. Gerasim Yakovlev had no knowledge of this at first. However, when he checked his email, he had over 100 new messages with recordings of this episode, varying in quality. He finally gave in and watched Happy's Fun Riot, considering so many people watched it too. He wished he hadn't, because it was a complete 30-minute episode with every minute being some sort of an illegal act. Even before he saw it, Gerasim knew of Happy's Fun Riot but assumed the episode would be unfinished. He thought this because a note written before the raid noted that the episode was intended to have the murder of him and his brother, which never happened. It turns out that Frederick Gargoat had completed the episode in his free time, in the case that the followers didn't succeed in the murder. Gerasim noted that the episode was about Happy, Frederick, and Janto starting up a riot. They break into a school and begin shooting up children, which was dangerously similar to the recent shootings. The drug use claimed in the reports was visible in the beginning, with Frederick apparently on cocaine. The schools were shot inside the studio, leading to the discovery that over 70 people were kidnapped for the episode, adults and children. After the episode finished, Frederick put Dora back on and stormed out with his followers. During this, they stabbed several men who tried to stop Frederick. A search warrant was put out, and the man they thought was Frederick was arrested. They were wrong. It turned out that the arrestee was another dupe by Frederick, who told a follower to act as him. Frederick Gargoat remains unfound to this day. Gerasim was interviewed about this in a local newspaper. He had this to say. "Look, I know this is pretty messed up, and even I'm shocked. But ever since my younger brother, Vladimir, was kidnapped and almost murdered, I'm not touching Happy Appy with a 10-foot pole. I watched the episode, and honestly, it freaks me out. It's one thing if children die in an episode. It's another thing if children really die in an episode. I'm enraged now. And I just want to forget about this. We all hope they catch Frederick Gargoat, and if they do, I know he's going to get the death penalty. Better start now." Because of the dupe, another search warrant has been sent out. Gerasim is now living in Perm, Russia, with his soon-to-be wife, as well as his brother, Vladimir Yakovlev.